Oh, g'day. Welcome back to my channel. Now, it's a bit chilly here at the moment in Queensland, and I haven't got my scarf on. Yeah, it's a bit different to last year, isn't it? Yes, last year at this time I was all rugged up, but it seems here in Vegas with a brick unit, it's a lot warmer. Must be all the other people farting in the building or something. Anyhow, enough of that. Let me put my coffee down. I'm not going to have to go chat to you. Being mid-year, it's the seasonal time for me to do another Workbench and New Kits. And of course, because it's the middle of the year, this will be the middle edition. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I better pull myself together here and get on with this bloody thing. Anyhow, first Workbench. What have I been up to? Well, there's actually a shitload of stuff happening on Workbench. Primarily, especially if you're watching the videos, and I'll open a bugger this. Look, I made a boat. Yeah, it's the Bounty. Yes, if you've been watching the videos, it's the Bounty, and I've got to be careful. Most of the stuff's just dry fitted on there, but the Bounty's coming along well. I'll put that down before I root the bloody thing. I'm at the rigging stage. Well, I'm at the gluing everything together stage and rigging. Everything's been painted, and I'm basically all ready to go to cement that all in and rig it, rat line it, and put the sails on it. And I've been very lucky with my sails. Maybe I can show you this. Is that my good friend is probably going to burn out on camera. But these, right, they're all burnt out here. These are so actually on here. Well, if you've seen the video, I'll put a little pic there, all right? If you've watched the last Bounty video, you'll see I worked out a way to get the sails out of cloth and make them look fairly realistic. And Jess, good friend of mine, hello Jess, it's been like a daughter to me for years. Jess has sewn up all my sails, and now I've just got to cut them out, put them on the yard arms and rig the thing. I mean, how hard can it be? I've got 2 weeks to go on that. The reason why there's mainly been Bounty videos is I've got a couple of group builds it's entered into, and I need it ready for some competitions later in the year. So I've sort of been concentrating mainly on it. And because of that, well, there's been a mutiny, yes. Mutiny on the Bounty, so it seems, yeah. I don't know why, but maybe by the 4th video, the great unwashed out there just went, what? Where's the tanks? Where's the aeroplanes? Where's all the funny bloody banjo playing? Yes, there'll be more of that. I've just kind of got my mojo back and got my hobby room sorted out, and now I'm concentrating on the Bounty. So don't worry, there will be more of that. So I lost a few dozen viewers suddenly. So come back. Yes, there'll be things. Now, there will be the BMW motorcycle. Yes. Now, I've nearly finished this. It's nearly done, right? It's nearly done. It's basically all glued together, right? And I've just got to do a few little final things. I've got to do some touch-ups and things like that. And I've spent a lot of time on this, and it's been great. But that will have to wait a few weeks. I'll get onto that. I could give you a progress video, but basically it's so close to being finished. It'd be a progress video and then a video which just shows photos of finished. Hardly any point. One kit that is finished is my X-Wing. And that had been sitting lying around for quite some time. Try and get some light on here. It'd been lying around for some time, waiting for me to finish it. And I did a whole lot of weathering and a whole lot of mucking around with that. And I hand painted all the blue because I didn't like the plastic parts. They were already painted, and I had intended to sort of take them out and do things with them. I didn't like the stickers, so I ended up hand painting the whole thing. I'll do a video on that. Would you like to see a video on that? Do a video on that. Put it in a competition. I won 3rd place, so that wasn't bad. I mean, it's a Bandai kit, so there's not much skill in building it, but had a lot of fun painting and weathering it. So there you go. Now, a kit that you're probably waiting for that I reviewed early in the year, BT2. Yes, the BT2. Now, I've been taking this along to club meets, so I've got something to pot around with, and I've already got the tub done. Yes. Went together like a dream. A beautiful little kit, really easy to build. Haven't had any dramas with it whatsoever. So I will do a progress video for that, and I might even try and sneak that out before the end of the year. Just I'm going to use the photos that I've got and just tell you how nice it is. It is really, well, look, I built the Zvezda BT7, and that requires a lot of skill. Well, skill's a word. It requires a lot of something, that's for sure. Yeah. Now let me make some room here. So BT2, yes, BT2 is coming along. That is good. Now, also in armour, although it's almost a boat, is the little Ka-Tsu. Do you remember this one? It's a little, if I tilt it, everything will fall off because it's all dry fitted. It's all done. It's all basically assembled. I've done the track links on both sides. It's ready for painting. I've got that fabulous camo scheme for it. I'll show you the box art. That'll give you an idea. So this is where we're going with that one. Okay. And I have done all the plastic work is really done. And all I've got to do now is basically paint her up and assemble it. So that is on the cards. That is coming. All right, what else have we got here? Oh, I don't know, there's so many things on my bench. Oh, here we go. It's one of these. What is it? It doesn't look like anything. This was an old kit that I'd had for some time, but the kit that I got, and Becca had a look at it, and the motor was all badly moulded, it was all crap, you know, so I kind of ditched it, got rid of it, and this is a replacement. It's not a new kit. It's a replacement, so I managed to get the kit again, and this one is a later version, and it is moulded really nicely. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's a little seaplane, quite a famous Italian sort of fighter seaplane. So there you go. That's coming together. Again, it's another one that I might take along to club and just fiddle with. I've done the whole interior. Can you see that? No, you can't. There's a whole interior there. I don't even think I took photos of it buttoned up. If I found one, I'll put a photo here. If not, there'll be a picture of a cat. Right, now, what else is on my bench? Well, the Varag, right? Now, as you know, if you watch my channel, the Varag fell off. Well, we believe maybe a feline pushed it off, but the Varag, for some reason, came off the bookcase and smashed on the floor. Yes, Bastard Cat, I am insinuating you. Anyhow, I bought replacement parts and got everything I needed to fix it because all the davits got broken, the masts are off, you know, a lot of stuff got smashed. It is salvageable, and that will be on my list. After we get the bounty out of the way, that's top of my list. I really want to get the Varag finished because it's so close. We're so close. And really, I bought a whole lot of stuff. I may review how much of that stuff aftermarket that I bought that I really use. Try and salvage as much as I can out of the kit as it is to speed things up a bit, and I want to get the Varag finished because that was it was really coming along, and I was loving that ship so much, and I still do. Just kind of broke my heart to see it, you know, all smashed up. Now, also, wingnut wings. Yes, the Hansa-Brandenburg. Look, it's kind of slipped through the, you know, slipped through the floorboard, so to speak, and I keep forgetting to work on it because I did the interior, and I really liked the look I got there. I was doing a whole lot of wood effects. And it's sort of, that's as far as I got. I like the interior so much I didn't have the heart to button it up, but it needs to be buttoned up. I need to get all the lozenge on it, get that thing finished, so that's going to be an airplane video coming out very soon. There's other things like the Blenheim I reviewed and what have you. They, with a bit of luck, will get done this year, but I'm going to try and clear this workbench because there's still a couple more kits that I am building, and I've forgotten what they are. Let me have a look, Oh yes, I know, remember now. Goodness me, I always forget this. Poor old Jason, I think I'm a complete utter bastard. I keep forgetting his Fiat. Right, his Fiat is locked in. Mate, this is no bullshit this time, right? I will not make any excuses. It is locked in for July the 1st, because if I haven't finished the bounty, well, bugger it, it's missed all the freaking group builds, and it's too late anyway, I'll just take my time. July the 1st, which is when the bounty has to be out of the way, because it has to go into competition, July the 1st, I am back on the Fiat, and I will do a solid week, and then I'll do a week of something else, and then I'll do a week of the Fiat, and so on. That's my schedule for the rest of the year. It's going to be every alternate week will be the Fiat until I get it done, because I know, mate, you asked me nicely to build it, and I said, yeah, it should take a couple of months, and I've just realised it's been about a year. Jesus Christ. Yes, okay. Right. Well, that's basically everything that's on my workbench. Well, it's worth discussing. There's a few other little fiddly jobs that I just mucked around with. There's, I made a car. That was just a little die-cast kit I put together. It was kind of a fun Sunday afternoon. Put your teeth in, Harry. A fun Sunday afternoon sort of little build, a little tester's kit. I built the Packard before. That's a Duesenberg, I think. I built a little Packard before. That was kind of good. And they're delightful little kits. They're kind of fun, but it's just, you know, there's not a lot of plastic in it. It's all metal. All right, that's everything on my workbench, okay? Let me tidy all this up, and we'll come back with new kits. I know there's not supposed to be any because of the no new kits rule till I buy a house. But there are loopholes. More of that in a sec. Now, there's quite a lot of stuff here, I know. It's quite a packed bench, but let me tell you why. I'll give you my excuses and my reasons, and we'll go through them. Now, no more new kits is true, okay? I cannot increase my stash this year, and I cannot spend money outside of my budget, okay? So I can't just go and lash out on kits like I've done in the past. But what I can do is, if it was on order, and if I managed to save a little bit on the side outside of the budget, I'll pick it up. So I have this on order for over a year, okay? So this is the new, well, it's actually an old bloody 1970s kit really, but Airfix has kind of dusted off the old moulds and punched it out again. This is the Golden Hind, because it's very hard to get this kit, okay? It's a 72nd scale one. So like the Bounty is 110 scale, this is 72 scale, so the bits on it are bigger. The ship itself probably won't build a lot bigger than the Bounty because it's only a very little ship. Although, no, it's comparable. But this is a lovely kit. I'll do a review on this kit. And actually, considering I've seen photos of some of the red boxes from 10 years ago, so, and they were covered in flash and looking bloody awful, they have cleaned it up a bit. These sprues are a bit better, but it's still an old kit in a new box. One thing, you don't get the rat lines, like in the older kits of Airfix's ships. You got rat lines already made up for you. They were already basically, and they weren't plastic, they were actual cotton, but they'd been sort of covered in something, so they were to scale. You get the cotton on reels, and then you get a tool for making your own shrouds and rat lines, which is invaluable. In fact, I've got that in some other kits I'll talk about. These tools mean that you can make rat lines for anything. If it's roughly, your scale, your dimensions, they're fully adjustable. So I'll be making rat lines for everything. No longer will I be using crappy plastic rat lines. No. Don't know what rat lines are. Rat lines are actually the horizontal rungs that the pirates, the seamen, step on to go up the mast, right? The shrouds come down near the lines. So colloquially speaking, people usually talk about the lines that go down and across together as the rat lines, okay? Here's a photo, okay, just in case you think, what the hell is this idiot talking about? Okay, so there's that. So that one was scrounged out a bit of savings, a bit of stuff left over from the money I'd got from presenting YouTube videos. Yeah, they do pay me now. It's not a lot. I can tell you, it's not a lot. It's like 2 kits a year. I managed to scrounge together a bit of money that wasn't that expensive, and Paul down at Last Stand Hobbies. Go and see Paul, great place, Last Stand. Did his logo. He needed a bit of a tidy up, so I kind of helped him out. He helped me out the price on that, and everybody was good at the end of the day, and it didn't affect my budget. I did not eat into my savings. Loophole number 1, okay. Loopholes number 2 through to 13. Well, if it's a replacement kit, like just before the Mackie, right, that's a replacement kit. The kit I had was crap. I got rid of it and basically replaced it for nil exchange of dollars. It didn't cost me anything in coming through the wash. So I replaced that kit. My stash hasn't changed, okay. Now, what I did do, I went through, because, if you saw the videos earlier this year, when I moved here, there wasn't enough room to put all my kits, and I had a bit of a purge and got rid of some stuff. Well, I had a serious purge this time because some of my interests had changed, and a lot of the smaller scale kits, especially old aircraft and what have you, I've pulled them all out of the stash, and I went down to what's called PX, which is model exchange. It's a model exchange. It's like a big swap meet, and that was here in Brisbane about a month or so ago. So I went down to PX and I took a ton of kits, I could have, if I'd sold all of them, would have made about $400, okay? I sold half. So I made a couple of $100, and I cut, they're basically all the small ones that sold. So I knocked about 12 kits out of my stash, and I made a couple of $100. And then this happened. Guy just down from me was selling this Hella kit. Now, this is a beautiful kit, and new it is something like $300 odd. It's expensive kit if you can still get it. Well, you can't get it actually. Hella still sell it out of France. But here was an old original boxing, and as I've said so many times, if the kit's been around for ages, try and get the oldest boxing you can, because invariably the moulding is going to be a lot cleaner. And the moulding on this is absolutely beautiful. Now, I've been asked to do a review on that kit. It is huge. I could not even going to bring it down. Like, it is bigger. Right, it's bigger than that. It builds up. The finished model is about a metre long, and I won't be building it for a while. It's a dream kit, right? It's a 1/100 scale HMS Victory, and it's beautiful. So that's just there for one day when I've got my house, and basically when I'm not working that hard anymore, and I can just probably take a year to build it. It will take a while. It's a lot of work, and because of the scale, you can do a lot of rigging. Now, more ships. So I had a little bit of money left over from the that Victory. That was only about half of the money I made selling things. So I did buy a few other things, and so I'm using the cash from my sales. Hasn't affected my budget, all right? So it's allowable in the no more new kits rule. Anyhow, I was looking on Gumtree. Now, Gumtree, well, we have them here in Australia in Kookaburra, singing them. Yes, that's right. Gumtree's like a local mart thing. I don't know what you have in your countries, right? Gumtree's a website where people just put stuff on, and it's free to list, and they make their money through advertising. So it's not going to cost you a fortune, not like eBay, where you're Evil Bay, where you've got to put your money down and then they rip you off here, rip you off there, and next thing you know, you've actually made nothing. Well, that's not always true. Not always true. No. eBay's a lovely place, don't sue me. But, you know, as opposed to eBay, Gumtree's local, it's Australian, I don't know if it's anywhere else in the world. And you just list your stuff, and you can sell your stuff, and they make the money through advertising and co-sponsorship, that sort of thing. So for us, it costs nothing. So you can get cheap things on Gumtree. There's things to give away. Like you can get free stuff. I bought a whole lot of bedroom furniture on Gumtree. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Really lovely. On Gumtree, I thought, oh, I wonder. I got back from the show, and I bought that lovely Hella, Victory, and I was thinking I'd actually been a lookout at the show for something like an old white box Airfix ship. We're getting to it. And there weren't any. There simply weren't any. Right? There weren't any of the large-scale Airfix things. So I got on the interweb, and I looked in Gumtree. Lo and behold, here's this little old lady on the other side of Brizzy. She's selling this, which is an Airfix. I think it's like a 160 on scale. Don't quote me. I can't even see it from this angle. I don't have glasses on. You know, I'd like to look pretty from a video, so I don't wear my glasses. Those of you that have been complaining about not enough waffle in my latest videos, well, suck it up and enjoy it now, because this is Waffle City. What are we talking about? Oh, yes. Right, Royal Sovereign, 1637, special edition. It doesn't even tell me. Well, it builds up to 475. It's about half a metre wide, right? And for you people that are over there on the empirical system, it's about 1.5 foot, I think. Depends how big your foot is, of course. It's only baby feet. It's not very big at all, is it? You've got bloody Sasquatch feet. They're friggin' huge. I digress. Not like me. Anyhow, little old lady, got this list on Gumtree, 2 shekels. Shekel conversion chart. All right, 2 shekels is friggin' nothing, okay? Less than $14 US, okay? I thought, suspicious. This was like, I remember wanting to buy this when I was a kid, and it was a lot of money. I mean, even when I kind of looked at it years and years later, it was in the hundreds of dollars mark. And they will sell white box, original, all the parts, $200 to $300, okay? So for 2 shekels, or $200 to $300 Australian, could even be American, like lots of money, hundreds of dollars. We're talking 2 shekels, $14 US. So I've got to put that down in the elbow. I'm getting RSI on the elbow. And that's my hand. Yeah. Well, it is a Workbench and New Kits video. Getting to the point, I drove over to the other side of Brisbane, expecting this to be a friggin' nightmare, because no other photo, it's just a box. And I got to the door and she said, oh, hello, yes, hello, where are you? Yeah, okay, I'll go get the kit. Comes out, just hands you the box. I said, oh, can I have a look inside? You know, I know it's really cheap, I just like to know there's a kit in there. And I'd already checked sprue maps and everything. I was sort of armed with as much information as I could, so that when I was there, I could quickly make a decision as to whether it was even worth wasting my time on. Opened it up. Hull was there, it was all good. The sprues were there, they seemed to be pretty intact. There were a few loose parts, sails were there, everything. Rail lines were there, and I thought, shit, it looks complete. It was all loose though. The box though didn't have any holes. So I thought, oh, what the heck, for 2 shekels, I'll take a punt. So home I went, and I got out the sprue photos that I found online, and I went through the kit, and I checked the instructions, and I went through part by part by part by part by part. I found everything except for a couple of little barrels were missing. A couple of barrels were missing. Oh, bugger. I thought, I wonder if they've got caught up in the box somewhere. So I gave the box a little shake, and in the tiny tabs inside the box there, out popped all the little barrels. There was like 3 barrels were missing. They actually got caught up in the tabs. So I got a complete Royal Sovereign worth hundreds of dollars, you know, to the person that wants it, like a collector. I mean, you know, I was an arsehole. I could turn this around tomorrow and make 10 times more money. I got it for 2 shekels. I thought, that's pretty good. Now, 2 shekels will not break the bank for the no more new kits. I've got spends every week, you know. I can buy myself, you know, some condoms, don't really use them for. Yeah, I could buy whatever I wanted, okay, along with a cat food allowance for Basque. And so this was within my weekly spends. I could spend 20 bucks myself, you know. I would buy paint or something. Anyway, do I have to justify it to you? Well, not really. I'm just letting you know that I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going to buy myself a cottage. But I managed to get a Royal Sovereign for a couple of shekels. There's bargains out there. And as I've said before, with Airfix, often don't buy the red box if it's been in production for like 40 years. Try and get a white box. Oh, Chinese laundry up there. Yes, they're washing their socks. Sorry about that. We'll have to put up with that. I'll talk a bit louder. Okay. So that's 3 ships so far. Okay, so we got a Golden Hind, beautiful 1/72 scale kit, and I got that for not much at all, and it kind of worked out. That again, it was only part of my spends money, and I got the Victory. Well, that was out of my money that I basically earned from selling kits at PX. And then I picked up that Royal Sovereign, so it was a little bit of money left over at PX, and a bit lying in my my swear jar. In fact, there's a fucking lot lying in my swear jar. And we just had to put up with the Chinese laundry. I'm very sorry about that, but yeah, they have to wash their socks on a Sunday apparently in the fog. So at PX, I'm looking around thinking, well, I've got a couple of dollars to spend. I could enjoy myself. And I've always wanted one of these little Japanese tanks, right? This little what's it, a Gomi, Fogo, Hago. You go a Hago, okay? So I always wanted one of these little Japanese tanks, and this Dragon one came up and he had a really good price on it, and I grabbed it, and I thought, yes, I always want to do like the camo schemes on them. They're always very interesting, they use some interesting colours and interesting stripy things on them. Oh, it's got some piggies, yeah, this is, there you go, right, yeah. Anyhow, that'll come up God knows when. That's just going in my stash for when I want to build a Japanese tank. Now, a kit that I'd really wanted for some time, and I've been looking, and I'd basically put the word out for ages, and then the whole No New Kits thing happened, so I didn't talk to anybody about it, didn't mention it anymore. And then we're at PX, and my mate who used to have, Dwayne, g'day Dwayne, if you're watching, mate, he used to have the hobby shop just down the road. He used to live down from the farm, and I used to go down and see him all the time, I was always picking things up. And lo and behold, I'm sort of chatting to him, and he said, oh, you've sold all that stuff, what are you looking for, what are you going to buy? I said, oh, I've been looking for a Werven. I've been looking for one of these for ages, and these sell for, I don't know, 6 or 7 shekels here new, and I wasn't going to pay that. I certainly don't have it in the budget. I got it for nearly half out of my PX money, so again, a kit that I've wanted for ages, because it's really a clever little kit. The props, it's 2 sets of props, right, and they counter-rotate, and Trumpet has actually built some gearing in there so that you can actually rotate one prop and the other one will counter-rotate. So little gimmicky toy thing, which amuses me. It doesn't take much to amuse me. Anyhow, so yeah, that was out of my PX spends money. Really happy finally picked that. It's 1/48 scale, I think you find, and I got that at a bargain price. Good on you, Dwayne. Yes, mate. Now, stepping away from PX now, but I said I had a few shekels to floating around with. And then the Becca's always going, look, this is on special, look, this store's got bloody a sale on. I'm going, oh, mate, piss off, I'm trying to save money, I'm trying to buy a house for Basque and I. And he up for, it was only just over a shekel. Posted, it was ridiculous, bro, like $13 Australian, something ridiculous, right? There was this, and Becca said, I know you love those great big seaplanes, especially 1/72nd, and this is a high core. I went, oh. So I had to have it. I mean, I contacted the guy. Yeah, it was genuine. I got it for like $13 delivered to my bloody door, and it is lovely. Now, it wouldn't be for everyone. It's a special hobby, so you've got to be very special when you're building it. There's challenges, but that doesn't worry me. It's beautifully moulded. It's a subject that I'm thoroughly interested in, and I have plans for this because I built the Porco Rosso little Savoia, right? And that's gorgeous. I got that 72nd, I built that. I even painted the pig, painted the bloody mustache on the pig. That was exciting. And I've got it in 1/48 as well, which will be a much bigger, more interesting kit. But this is 1/72nd, same as the tiny Porco. So I could paint this up like the Pirates. If you've seen that movie, it's a cartoon really. It's hilarious. And this is similar, if not exactly the same, but I could paint this up in the vein of those cartoon pirate bloody aircraft. It would be hilarious. And I could put that next to my Porco Rosso little Savoia, and I've nearly got a digressor armour You know, one of those things where it's sort of got stuff. Okay, look, we're running out of time. We're running out of time. This video's going on for bloody ever. You did ask for waffle. There was a number of complaints of saying, Harry, you're just not your normal self for these bounty videos. Where's the waffle? Where's the jokes? Where's the banjo playing? You shouldn't have asked, should you? Yeah, it's your fault. You know who you are. Now, there's been a lot said about this kit. A lot said about this kit. Now, I had it on order. When Airfix announced it, I went, ooh, a Mk.XIV Spitty I must have. I'd built the Academy kit, and it wasn't bad. It was a nice kit. And I did very well. I think I got second or third in competition with that. You know, I did all right. But it was missing a lot of things, and when it was judged on that, I didn't even have the antenna and a number of things I didn't do. And they weren't in the kit. You know, the kit's pretty basic. But it was a nice kit to build, and it got me back into Spitty mode again. And I bought a few Airfix Spitfires since then, and Edward Spitfires, and Trumpeter Spitfires, and yeah, this is why we had to stop buying all the new kits too. I went to save for a house. Anyhow, so this kit's come out, and a number of people have got them for free, and they did reviews online, you know, and I didn't. I did get a phone call from the UK that I ignored. Could have been Airfix ringing me saying, would you like a kit to review? But somehow I doubt it, because there's a problem with this kit. There is a major problem with this kit that is annoying me, and you know, I was so disgusted when I opened it. There's no Kit Kat. Now, if you watch either reviews that the other guys got their free kits, their promotional ones, there's step 30, and in the instructions says, take a break, have a Kit Kat, and you get a Kit Kat on a sprue, right? And I thought, yes, that's what I want that. And so I went there in the store with Paul, and we were ripping open boxes, having a look, because we thought maybe it's just one or two. No, none of them got exported to Australia, have got Kit Kats. Now, I'd like to know, have you bought this kit in the Americas, or in, you know, England, or anywhere else? And did you get a Kit Kat? I don't think we did. I think we all got ripped off. I think it's false advertising. I got half a mind to get on the phone and ring up Airfix Supplies, right? And you can ring them up and complain about parts missing and say, g'day, got this kit, batch number, this sprue is missing from step 30. And see what their response is. I know probably they can't send or have boxes sitting in shelves with food in them, and there may be a problem of exporting, having to have a food license. You know, once you put food in something, it does complicate things. Okay, but don't go and send out bloody things to everyone else and include it in the kit as part of the kit. I mean, if you had it on top, right, it was like promotional item only on top, and then we'd all go, oh, that's good, you know, you got a free kit with a promotional, that's fine. But when you put it in the instructions, and these guys review these kits, put it in the instructions, and there it is in the box, then I'm afraid what I buy has to be like that, unless there is a disclaimer somewhere to say otherwise. Yes, Airfix, expect a class action now from all the modelers around the world who did not get their bloody Kit Kat. All right, well, enough of that. So there you go. Was that enough waffle? Was that enough silliness? Yeah, there was even a bit of cussing. Yeah, good. I can fill a bit more money in my cussing jar, because that always comes in handy for paint. All right, that's everything. That's my Workbench and New Kits video edition. I've got the lens flare there. Did you see that? Sort of like a glow. Oh dear. I need to make another coffee. All right, it's live in Australia. And it's hooroo from Harry Houdini.